Hello, it's Lou Katz from the all-new Hound Radio. Very excited to welcome the 70s band Ambrosia. They're going to be in town for a concert Saturday night, August 18th, at the Bethesda Blues and Jazz Supper Club right there on Wisconsin Avenue. And we have the honor of speaking with Burley Drummond. Burley, thanks so much for checking in with me.
My pleasure, yeah. And really excited to come back to Bethesda. I mean, my father lived in Springfield for a long time until he passed away. He was a full colonel in the Army, so he ended up there when he worked in the Pentagon.
Wow.
I've got to have good memories of flying back to see him. Yeah.
You guys got a lot of fans here in the Washington metro area, I will tell you.
Oh, well, good.
I know you've been working on some new material. What do you got planned?
We're thinking about, we have a couple of new songs we just finished, and we're thinking about putting them on a 45 and selling them at shows. You know, just for the hell of it.
Vinyl's making that big comeback. That's a great idea.
It sure is. And, you know, sonically, it's just so much better, I think, you know.
Now, you guys have been around since, gosh, the 70s.
Yeah, we started in 1970. That's when we first got together.
You took a break, and then you got back together, and you have like a new album coming out? Is that what these new songs are from?
Yeah, we were working toward a new album. You know, we didn't know if we wanted to get that formal, or if we just wanted to do a collection of songs when we finally had enough. So we're just kind of doing them one at a time, and, you know, if we get to have a whole album, well, then great. Keep going and do another one, you know. People release singles now more often than they do albums, I think. So
sure.
We're just more concerned about really getting one good one at a time, even though we have a backlog ready to go. So
now, do you guys get together and write the songs collectively, or are the songs written individually, or how does that work?
Well, both ways. A lot of times somebody will bring in a song that's, 80, 90% complete as a song, and we'll kind of provide an arrangement to it. Like everybody will argue for a few days about which way it should go, and try. We'll try it. We'll try it as reggae. We'll try it as a country. We'll try it as an R&B. But usually a song says what it wants to be. So, but we try to deny that, and then eventually go back to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the other way is somebody will just bring in something very basic, like I'll bring in a drum beat that is unique, and then that'll or a bass line that's unique, and that'll just start the horses running. Everybody will start jumping on board, and some of our best songs have happened that way.
The music business certainly, and I don't have to tell you, has changed so much from when you started out in the early 70s to today. Better or worse?
Well, I think better and worse. I mean, I think you have more opportunity to do more on your own now. You're not as dependent on having a major label to break you, but then worse because you don't have a major label to break you. So, yeah. So it's funny. In this day and age, I find myself doing as much business and promotion as I do music. And now, is that a bad thing? I don't know. It led me down some interesting paths, and I've met a lot of great people, like promoters and people that put on shows themselves. And I find they're fascinating people, and in some ways, they're the real rock stars. They're the ones that are gambling, and taking a chance that a show will sell well enough, or they'll make their money, or they won't lose their shirts.
Sure.
So I've come to really admire those people that are taking those chances and hiring bands and putting on shows and things like that.
It's a whole different ballgame now.
Well, just having to deal with them on that level, like what they can, getting into the nuts and bolts of what they can afford to pay and how much they have to pay for advertising.
Sure.
And then helping them with advertising. All those things that in the 70s I was fairly naive about. I was just happy to have a drum set to play and a band to play with,
I'm speaking with Burley Drummond with the 70s band Ambrosia. Now, you got to tell us what an Ambrosia concert is all about. What's it like?
Well, that's an interesting thing. And I don't mean to be long-winded, but when we started, we were more of a prog band because we had, our first two albums, we were kind of considered America's answer to Yes and King Crimson and Genesis, people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because we thought we were the Beatles reincarnated, that we could do anything. And so we all of a sudden had an R&B hit, a big hit with How Much I Feel, which was totally different than what we had done before.
That's how much I feel for you, baby. How much I need, well, I need your touch.
So now we're walking in two worlds. We were walking in the FM world and the AM world. And so there was a big difference. Some people thought of us as the How Much I Feel, the R&B type hits, and some people have still held on to us as the prog rockers. So as time went on, though, all that seemed to meld together, I guess because the kind of prog rock we did was more melodic, not so much notes for note's sake or how fast can I play. And so it all kind of works together now, to where people that come to our shows embrace all the music that we did back then. And in fact, we even still get called for shows to do the prog rock stuff or the more progressive music, and they ask us not to play the hits.
Really?
Which is rare, but it does happen. But the majority of the time we do the hits within our more experimental or musical journey where we take a trip type music, and then we have some great new stuff too, which is really a synthesis of the modern approach and writing melodic hit type things. So we're real happy. We really enjoy it, and people are always surprised and pleased when they come to our show that we have the variety of music in our show.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I will.
Sure.
What is your favorite Ambrosia song, hit or not?
In the big picture, every one of them is. I'm proud of every one of them. But I'm really fond of a song called Heart to Heart, which was on our third album. It just really speaks to me, and we do that in our live show. And my wife, who's actually in the group now, is one of the singers on it. So it's just such a heart, goes straight for the heart.
Or choose your cause, be it pain or be it gold.
Yeah, I really appreciate that song.
Well, I appreciate you taking out the time to talk with us.
Lou, thank you for having me.
If you'd like to get tickets to see Ambrosia, there's two ways to do it. Go to BethesdaBluesJazz.com. They got all the ticket information there. Or if you'd like, you can win them for free with the all-new Hound Radio. And all you need to do is to go to houndradio.com and enroll in Drool School right there on the website. It's really easy and lots of fun. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you on the internet with the all-new Hound Radio anytime.